Hello and welcome to the first day of Python programming series. I am Sumantra and I will be your instructor for this course. In this series, we will learn Python from scratch and explore various topics and applications of this versatile and powerful programming language. By the end of this series, you will be able to write your own Python programs and projects and use Python for scripting, automation, web development, data analysis, and more. In this session, we will cover the following topics. What is Python and why use it? How to install Python and set up the environment? How to run Python code in different ways, interactive mode, script mode, or IDE? How to write and execute your first Python program? How to use comment, print statements, and basic input-output? So let's get started. Python is a high-level interpreted general-purpose programming language that was created by Guido van Rossum in 1991. It is named after the comedy show Monty Python's Flying Circus, which reflects its philosophy of being fun and easy to use. Python has many features that make it a popular choice for programmers of all levels and domains. Some of these features are: Python has clear and concise syntax that follows the principle of readability count. Python code is easy to write, read, and understand, which reduces the complexity and errors in programming. Python supports multiple programming paradigms such as procedural, object-oriented, functional, and imperative. This gives you the flexibility to choose the best approach for solving different problems. Python can run on various platforms such as Windows, Linux, Mac OS, Android, iOS, etc. This makes it portable and compatible with different systems and devices. Python has a large and comprehensive standard library that provides built-in modules for various tasks such as file handling, networking, database access, web development, etc. Python also has a huge collection of third-party libraries that extend its functionality and offer solutions for specific domains such as data science, machine learning, natural language processing, computer vision, etc. Python is dynamically typed language, which means that you do not need to declare the type of variable before using them. Python automatically infers the type of variable based on the value assigned to them. This makes Python code more concise and flexible. Python is an interpreted language, which means that it does not need to be compiled before execution. Python code is executed line by an interpreter that translates it into machine code at runtime. This makes Python code easier to debug and modify. These are some of the reasons why Python is widely used for various purposes such as web development, data analysis, machine learning, automation, scripting, game development, etc. According to TIOBE Index, which ranks the popularity of programming language based on various indicators such as search engine results, courses, books, etc., Python is currently the most popular programming language in the world. To start using Python on your computer, you need to install it first. There are different ways to install Python depending on your operating system and preferences. One of the easiest ways to download the official installer from the Python website and follow the instructions. To download Python, go to the official Python website www.python.org. The website will detect your operating system automatically and offer the appropriate version for download. Make sure you download the latest stable version. Once the installer is downloaded, locate the downloaded file, usually in your downloads folder. Double-click the installer executable and start the installation process. Proceed with the installation by clicking Install or Next depending on your operating system. After the installation is complete, you can verify it by opening a command prompt and typing Python --version and press enter. You should see the installed Python version displayed. You're now ready to start coding in Python. You can use a text editor, an IDE, or any code editor of your choice to write Python programs. Alternatively, you can use a distribution such as Anaconda or Miniconda, which are packages that include Python along with many other useful tools and libraries for data science and machine learning. After installing Python, you need to set up your environment for writing and running Python code. There are different options for this as well. You can use a text editor such as Notepad++, Sublime Text, or Visual Studio Code, which are programs that allow you to edit plain text file with syntax highlighting and other features. Or you can use an integrated development environment or IDE such as PyCharm, Spider, or Eclipse, which are programs that provides comprehensive set of tools for editing, debugging, testing, and running and managing the Python code. You can also choose any options that suit your needs and preferences. In this series, we'll be using PyCharm IDE for most of the development activities. There are different ways to run Python code depending on how you want to interact with it. One way is to use interactive mode, which is a feature that allows you to enter and execute Python command one by one in a shell or a console. This is useful for testing, experimenting, and learning Python. To use interactive mode after downloading the Python distribution from its official website, you need to open a terminal or a command prompt on your computer and type Python. This will launch the Python interpreter, which will display a prompt that looks like 3 greater than characters in a line. You can then type any valid Python expression or statement after the prompt and press enter to execute it. For example, you can type print hello world and press enter. Or you can type a mathematical expression and press enter. Or you can type len function with a string input which returns the length of the string. To exit the interactive mode, you can type exit left parenthesis, right parenthesis and press enter. Or you can press Ctrl Z on Windows and then enter. This way, you can exit from the interactive mode of the Python shell. Another way to run Python code is to use the script mode, which is a feature that allows you to write and save multiple Python commands in a file with .py extension and execute them all at once. For example, you can create a file called hello.py and write the following code in it. Print hello world. To run the script, you need to open a terminal or a command prompt on your computer and navigate to the directory where you saved the file. Then you need to type Python followed by the name of the file and press enter. For example, you can type Python hello.py. This will execute the script and display the output on the screen. For example, you will see hello world on the screen. A third way to run Python code is to use an IDE, such as PyCharm, which is a program that provides a graphical user interface or GUI for writing, editing, debugging, testing, running, and managing Python code. This is also useful for developing and running complex Python programs and projects. To use an IDE such as PyCharm, you need to download and install it from its website and follow the instructions. Go to JetBrains website www.jetbrains.com/pycharm/download. Make sure you are on the PyCharm community section or tab. Choose the version suitable for your operating system and click the download button. After downloading the installer, locate the downloaded file. It's usually in your downloads folder. Double-click the installer executable to start the installation process. Follow the on-screen instructions to complete the installation. Once the installation is complete, you have successfully installed PyCharm Community Edition and are ready to start coding in Python. Now that you know how to install Python and set up your environment, let's write and execute your first Python program. A program is a set of instructions that tells computer what to do. In Python, a program is written as a sequence of statements that are executed from top to bottom. Let's write a simple program that prints "Hello World" on the screen. This is a traditional program that is often used as an introduction to any programming language. To write this program, you can use any of the methods we discussed earlier: interactive mode, script mode, or IDE. In this example, we'll use PyCharm IDE. First, you need to create a new project in PyCharm by clicking New Project. Then, you need to give your project a name and choose a location where you want to save it. For example, you can name your project Day 1 and save it in your specified folder. Then you have to press the Create button to create the project. If you see a pop-up notification about Microsoft Defender configuration, then just click automatically link which is highlighted and press Yes to update Microsoft Defender configuration for this Python project. Next, you need to create a new file in your project by right-clicking on the project name in the left panel and choosing New Python File. Then you need to give your file a name with .py extension. For example, you can name your file as hello.py. Then you need to write your Python code in the editor window to print "Hello World" on the screen. Then you need to run the file by clicking on the green triangle button or pressing Shift F10. This will execute the file and display the output on the bottom panel. The first line is the output of our program, which is "Hello World." The second line is a message from PyCharm that indicates that the program has finished running successfully and returned an exit code of 0, which means no errors. Congratulations, you have just written and executed your first Python program. In this section, we'll learn how to use comments, print statements, and basic input and output in Python. Comments are lines of text that are ignored by the interpreter and are used to explain or document your code. Comments can help you and others understand what your code does and why. Comments can also be used to temporarily disable some part of your code without deleting them. In Python, there are two types of comments: single-line comments and multi-line comments. Single-line comments starts with the hash sign and end at the end of the line. Multi-line comments starts and end with the 3 single or double quotes. For example, this is a single line comment. This is another single line comment. So this is a multiple line comment that spans many lines. Similarly, with double quote, this is also a multi-line comment. The output of the following code is, as you can see, the comments are not printed on the screen and do not affect the execution of the code. Print statements are lines of code that use the print function to display values on screen. We have already seen how to use the print function with one argument, but we can also use it with multiple arguments separated by commas. For example, goodbye world. The output of this code is goodbye world. Notice that there is a space between goodbye and world, because by default, the print function uses a space as a separator between the arguments. We can change this behavior by using sep parameter of the print function like below code. The output of this code is hello-world. Now there is a dash between hello and world because we have specified it as the separator. We can also use end parameters of the print function to change what is printed at the end of each line. By default, the print function prints a new line character at the end of each line, which moves the cursors to the next line. We can change the behavior by using a different value of the end parameter. For example, the output of this code is hello world. Now there is no new line character between hello and world because we have specified a space as the end value. Basic input-output refers to how we can get input from the user and store it in a variable, and how we can output the variable on the screen. To get input from the user, we can use the input function, which is a built-in function that takes an optional argument as a prompt and returns a string value entered by the user. The syntax for input function is input prompt. Where prompt is a string that displayed on the screen before waiting for user input. For example, we can write a program that asks the user's name and prints a greeting message. The code for this program is the output of this program depends on what the user enters as the name. For example, if I enter my name, I'll see hello Sumantra. Notice that we have used a comma after hello in our print statement to separate it from the variable name. This is equivalent to using space as the separator. We can also use the same plus operator to concatenate strings, but in that case, we need to add a space manually. For example, if I can change this, add a space manually, then I can use plus operator and I'll get the same result. However, if we want to print a variable along with other text in the same string, we can use a more convenient and elegant way, which is called string formatting. String formatting is a feature that allows us to insert value of variables into placeholders in a string template. There are different ways to do string formatting in Python, but one of the most common and modern way to use is f-string, which are strings that start with an F or capital F prefix and have curly braces around the placeholders. The syntax of f-string is we'll have small f or capital F first, and then we'll have the string template with placeholder 1, placeholder 2, and so on, where placeholder 1 and placeholder 2 and other placeholders are expressions that are evaluated and replaced by their values. For example, we can rewrite our program using fstring as follows. And the output of the program is same as before. F-strings are very powerful and flexible, and they can accept any valid Python expression inside the placeholders. For example, we can write a program that asks for the user's age and print how old they will be in 10 years. The code for this program is the output of this program depends on what the user enter as their age. For example, if I enter 30 as the age, I'll see in 10 years you will be 40 years old. Notice that we have used int function to convert the input string from an integer because by default the input function returns the string value. If we do not convert it to an integer, we'll get an error when we try to add 10 to it. This concludes our lesson for today. We have learned how to write and execute our first Python program, how to use comments, print statement, and basic input-output operations in Python. If you found this content valuable, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, consider subscribing now to stay updated with more coding tutorials, tips, and tech insights. Make sure to also click the notification bell icon so you never miss a new upload. Your support means a lot and help us keep delivering quality programming content. Remember, coding is a journey and we are excited to have you as a part of Sumanth Codes community.